No poison ivy, right?
Yeah.
Dennis DeShields and Michael Sharapa are part of a team working to document and preserve what they can of the town of Bellevue's past for the future.
We think this was built probably, sometime probably between 1890, 1910, in that range. Yeah, this is one of the older houses in town.
Thanks to a grant from the Mellon Foundation, Washington College professor Michael Sharapa spent July in Bellevue in a field study, an ideal fit for his expertise in African American history and the maritime industry. He was joined by students from around the country and beyond.
I knew about the seafood industries of the Chesapeake. I knew the boats, I knew the buildings, I knew about the African American tradition here. I didn't know the specifics of Bellevue.
And the motivation behind the research? Retired Dr. Dennis DeShields.
I'm actually a fourth generation resident of Bellevue. And the connection started with my great-grandfather, who was a waterman. And this was a time when Bellevue was a pretty much self-sustaining African-American community.
DeShields' goal, the opening of the Bellevue Passage Museum to tell the town's story. His inspiration, his father.
My father has always been big on preserving history. And, there was a time in which, well, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But just recently, I've come to understand the importance of preserving the history of Bellevue.
The path to creating the museum about the 1 square mile town that sits along the Tredeavon River across from Oxford got underway about 18 months ago with some key community support.
I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Paco and her husband, Philip Logan, who's an architect, and they started talking, and she kind of she knew about my father's passion, but she also understood that he was getting older and that his energy level was not like it was earlier. And we just decided to say, what can we do to kind of preserve part of the Bellevue history?
So far, they've raised around $800,000 for the museum's capital campaign from grants and donations. As for the building, well, they have that too. It was home to a Bellevue restaurant, now long gone.
My father, he put the foundation and laid the cinder block and then paid out of his own money to have the building moved over here.
But the building will be on the move again, eventually relocating to the town's park right on the path that visitors take from the historic Oxford Bellevue Ferry. What's more, the Bellevue Passage Museum will be teaming up with another recently opened museum in Oxford dedicated to the founding black families of Maryland.
We do have affiliation with the Water's Edge Museum, and we are in the process of forming a board which would consolidate the two museums together.
And help with meeting the goal of telling Bellevue's story to both the younger generation of residents and visitors alike.
I see this as a place of empowerment of people of Bellevue, that it doesn't matter what you decide to go into, that I would like to see that this is a place where you can get knowledge, encouragement, and so that you're motivated to do something more.
The hope is the doors to the museum will open early next year. In Bellevue, I'm Sue Copen for State Circle.